About time you showed up. All right, I want to know what's going on. I've been trying to get Delgado's attention for, I don't know, 3 years now. And what do I get? Nothing but radio silence. Then out of nowhere, just when Neva and I are closing in on a huge score of our own, Delgado orders me to help you out. Because the only way to achieve a win is by agreeing to play the game in the first place. Worst case scenario, I don't make the fleet, but I end up a couple thousand credits richer. That's all. Oh, sure. First a tour, followed by a formal dinner at the captain's table. Let's get one thing straight. You're here for business, not for a vacation, so let's start by talking about... Happy? Oh, I'm thrilled. Still, this leaves me with a lot of unknowns, and in our line of work, unknowns get you killed. So Neva's message said you were here for Dombrowski. Was that all she sent you here to do? Or was there something else you were sent here to steal? Don't play games with me. We both know pinging a message back and forth to the key is going to take longer than we have to do this job. We're supposed to be working together on every part of this. So, you got... Oh, really? Bitch, I can't believe she's trying to cut me out of this deal. Without me, the award never would have ended up here in the first place. I spent months manipulating the Terran Preservation Society into hosting their gala affair aboard the Siren. I had to arrange the event to make sure that the award was up. When I got a message about Dombrowski, I assumed she'd be tagging along to steal the award. But looks like... Yeah? Funny you're only... Fine, I'll help. But you're doing all the legwork, and I'm still taking my... Anyway, we'll get to that later. First, we have a much big... So why are you targeting a Gall Bank exec anyway? Not exactly your average... Merchant vessels, transport, supply. But taking on a megacorp sounds to me like Delgado's either getting desperate. Oh, I see. We're playing this game. Well, you might as well turn around and hop back aboard your ship because you're not getting near Dombrowski, but...
It would seem we have little choice in the matter. We should...
Oh, no. No. Delgado isn't gonna drop a cred stick on the table and be done with it. I don't want money. I want back into the Crimson Fleet. It's as simple. Fine. Dombrowski's a full-timer aboard the Siren of the Stars. Probably spends more time. Fortunately, the Siren is hosting the Terran Preservation Society charity gala. Larry won't be able to resist showing off his... To get what you need, you're gonna have to attend the gala, talk to his fellow philanthropists, and dig up some dirt.
Oh no. Is shooting everyone an option? Alternately shooting ourselves to avoid it?
The event's a complete sham. Bunch of rich snobs getting... These people couldn't give a damn about Terran preservation or any other check. Someone with enough disposable income to afford a permanent six-figure cabin aboard one of Trident's finest space liners. Consider it similar to owning a luxury... Yeah, well, lucky for you, it's not black tie, so you'll be fine. This card will allow you to access the Starfield ballroom. If you need my help, I'll be relaxed. Head inside and mingle with the crowd. No one likes Dombrowski, so they'll be more than happy to share his dirt. He's a VIP executive, which means he either worked really hard using blood, sweat, or he backstabbed, lied, cheated, and betrayed his way up the corporate ladder, from what I've heard. Now you're speaking my language. Oh, there's one last thing. Trident equips all of their starliners with the latest acoustic threat kit, meaning that you lose patience and kill anyone aboard the ship. Security will be alerted and all hell. Anyway, I suppose that's enough to get you. You seriously need to ask. Oh, first, Gold Bank protects their own. Kill Dombrowski, and they send Ecliptic after every Crimson Fleet ship they can find. Not something they'll got on. And second, you offer Gal Bank employee in every single Gal Bank facility in the settled systems will triple this. I'm gonna guess that won't help with whatever your plans are. They claim their goal is to celebrate the soul of the Earth, the culture, the people, and the ideals of the past. In their minds, Earth is now dead, which is why they feel that preservation of its remaining aspects. In reality, this is what happens when folks with far too much time. As long as you remember that I'm getting paid my cut, I'll help you with any. What's the status of your... I once saw Neva strip down a UC security ship and sell the parts back to the... If that doesn't put your concerns to rest, now tell me, what about... Okay, then let me pull... Her name's Sheila Holbrook, and you can probably find her. I'd press her to reveal where the award's hidden, and we can go from... And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrook, remember that any gunfire is gonna... Oh, and while you're at the gala, avoid the canapes. They're frozen, not fresh.
Shh. Every day that I wake up in my bunk, I count my blessings to have been posted to a ship like the Siren of the Stars.
Captain Rokov is one of the most easygoing COs I've ever worked under. In fact, he doesn't act much like a captain at all.
These newer vessels more or less run autonomously, which doesn't leave much for the crew.
You're a guest of Captain Rokov, right? Welcome aboard.
Captain Rokov said you're allowed in any of the crew-specific areas. Just don't touch anything, please.
Between you and me, the best part of my job is getting you pregnant.
Trident must have spent a fortune equipping the ship with triple redundancy.
If this is not the very definition of decadence, I do not know what is.
Please remember to obey all posted safety and mustering instructions. An open bar?
Yes, I'm extremely busy preparing for the award ceremony. Probably in a few days. I don't want the award transfer to actually occur until we're safely in. Of course, if I keep getting interrupted, the ceremony. Not at all. I was assured that this. I am completely confident. Yes, I am. Actually, I've been entrusted with the transfer of the award for the last 7 of its. Why do you ask? During my tenure? Oh, there was an unfortunate incident where my predecessor had. Needless to say, they'll be spending the rest of their life. Well, the Earth Savior Award is one of a kind. Since we can't produce a new award every year, it's instead passed from one. I supervise the transfer and make certain that there's ample security during transport and. Yes, it's quite marvelous, isn't it? It's far too valuable. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm very busy right now. Could you please go away?
In the event of a lockdown, remember to return to your cabin in a quiet and orderly fashion.
On behalf of myself and the entire team at Trident Luxury Lines, we wish to thank you for choosing to travel with us.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
I've done this particular cruise run several times, and I can assure you that the
Having
route is
fun
quite
at
safe.
our little gala. Don't you have somewhere to be?
Please let me know if your voyage is unsatisfactory in any way. Welcome to the Purser's office. I'm Chief Purser Murata. How can I be of assistance today? An excellent question. My responsibilities include all of the Sirens fight. Honestly, I really enjoy the work. I get to meet people at every port of call. Oh, absolutely. The safe is magnetically sealed and shielded with multiple layers of fully damage resistant. In the unlikely event our vessel is boarded and the threat detection alarm is triggered, the safe will be permanently sealed. In the even more unlikely event this ship is destroyed, we can assure you that your loved ones will be able to recover you. So, as you can imagine, your property will be completely secure until you. I've only seen it briefly myself, but I can assure you that, unfortunately, the item is locked inside of our safe, which can only be accessed by presenting. Is there anything else I... Well, if you change your mind... I'm sorry, it's against Trident policy. I don't want to lose my job. What? I'm glad you understand the position. No. You don't know. I appreciate your interest. It's not about money. No problem. I'm sorry. Don't forget to tell your friends how much you enjoy the cruise. On behalf of Trident Luxury Lines, I'd like to have a safe journey.
matters regarding the security of your items. I'm sorry, but unless you're reporting a security situation, I need to get back to my duties.
I
So,
certainly hope they decide
what
to
brings
hold
you
all
aboard?
future society events aboard a Starliner.
cannabis?
That view is
Horrid.
absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
Positively.
Here for business or pleasure?
Any complaints about your cruise should
Hello.
be directed
Are
to
you a
one
member
of
of
the
the
staff.
society? When you join, they send you a small chunk of rock. Not much, other than the fact that they host these wonderfully entertaining games. This is going to be the 9th Earth Savior Award ceremony. I heard he uses Galbank's VIP suite on the Siren of the Stars almost monthly. Don't forget to donate to the cause.
Did you need something? Right.
Please remain in designated passenger areas at all times. Have a safe journey.
The society chair has really outdone herself.
Quite a lovely Starliner. Nothing but the best for the society, eh?
Hello. Are you? The society chair has really outdone. Dombrowski is married to some poor woman that he constantly leaves behind in New Atlantis when he goes. That's all then? Okay.
Don't forget to keep your... If you have any specific requests, please speak to one of the cruise attendants.
I'm sorry. I don't believe it. Well, of course you do. I'm certain we've never been acquainted before, so I'll do you the courtesy of forewarning you about the impertinence that's to follow. When you approach me, I'd highly advise you to choose your... I think we're done here. We're speaking again. Oh, I'm not certain why you're approaching me with this. Perhaps you're unaware of...
That view? I certainly hope they just. Could we? Well, that was boring.
An open bar would have been nice.
So what brings you? Larry likes to drop overly complex words into conversations. I'm sure he knows that it annoys people. Enjoy the rest of the event.
Quite a lovely Starliner. Larry has an A-level executive rating over at Galbank, which means he has access. Nice to have met you.
I've done this particular cruise run several times, and I can assure you that the route
Have you
is
tried the
quite
cannon? Let's put it this way. He screwed over so many people, if he's... Enjoy the rest of the event.
Here for business? He's been spending a lot of time with Claudia Swist. Quality time, if you catch my meaning. Huh. That was boring.
I'm sorry, but unless you're reporting a security situation, I need to get back to my duties.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Here for business or pleasure?
The society chair has really outdone herself this time.
Must you continue these on... Excuse me? And why in goodness name? And why in goodness name? I hear you. Maybe we can work. This isn't. This is. I should say so. The nerve.
Please remember to obey all posted safety and mustering.
Sorry, do I know you? Okay, that's a hell of a... Why don't you cut the crap before I tell my partner that you're harassing? Who? Look, can you just... Oh my god. Are you kidding me? How did you... I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works. So look, what's it gonna take to make us both? Your ex-corp? Then there's no fooling you, is there? I don't have the cash to buy your silence, but I can give you information. You know, this whole thing. Larry and I had the perfect scheme worth thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet.
I do not understand. Your anger is focused on Mr. Dombrowski, but clearly the failure of this plan rests on you.
If you had to work near him day in and day out, I think you'd understand. He's... I didn't know who the hell you were. For all I knew, you were working for... It's called playing it cool. I'm not gonna tell you. Let's just say that I'd be sent to prison for a long time if... Oh, angry isn't even the right... Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming Galbank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them. Oh, I know he was... At the same time, he was saying how much he loved me. He was stringing me along and stabbing me in the back. I was going to confront him back on Jemison, but then he invited me on this little trip through the... All expenses paid, first-class accommodations, the works. I figured, why not wait until I've milked him for every credit he's spending before I drop the... You won't do that. You're here because you've got some kind of side hustle. If you wanted to blow the whistle, you would have boarded this ship with the authority. I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. Good luck. I wrote a computer algorithm that basically creates a randomized number of false ghost credits that mimic the crypto key of... Then the algorithm simply passes the ghost credits to whatever legit transfers that the bank transacts. The genuine credits enter a dummy account. The best part is that I also alter the crypto keys as the real cash flows into our accounts. By the time it lands in our pockets, the creds are clean. So, on paper, it appears that all of the bank's transactions are covered, when it's really just our ghosted dummy creds. Genius, right? What do you think is I'm using that gullible idiot to get what I want. If I have to... Let's get one thing straight. Larry Dombrowski's no saint.
Saints seem few and far between.
Dombrowski is a piece of human garbage. The plan's always been to... Not bad for a lowly gal... What, are you ready to... Vera works for UC Security, so he kept a lookout on their comnet for any Galbank chatter. I guess you could call him our early warning system. And Dombrowski made sure that all of the crypto manipulation I was working on didn't turn up in Galbank's automatic audits. You need top clearance for that kind of access, so we had to cut him in. Whether we like... I hope you heard Dombrowski. Nail his ass right to the wall.
If you have any specific requests, please speak to one of the crew's attendants.
Quite a lovely story.
Hello. You here for the chip?
Nothing but the best for the society, eh?
Oh, absolute. I'm a firm believer that attending these types of events tends to absolve one of... But something tells me you're not really here to discuss the event. Dombrowski, he's the exec holding court over in the VIP area of the... Yeah, sorry. I work for UC Security, not Galbank. I don't really... Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazed. Whatever you think you know about me, you're dead wrong.
We both know exact.
Sure, go ahead. If it makes you feel better, you can take it right to the top. Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against me. And since I work for UC Security, you've had your time to talk. Now piss off.
That view is absolutely spectacular.
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up, and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand. Oh, absolutely. He's up the ladder at UC. Which is why he's threatening you. That makes... We need hard evidence of their scheme. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera isolated so he'll... Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report to their cabins for long. I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with manipulate a few controls and...
Agreed. The consequences of getting it wrong.
You don't need to know anything about the system. All you need to do is access the maintenance area and throw some... One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sundin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of... Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot. There's access to the crew section that you can reach through the start. Chief Sundin should be there. Once you're past Sundin, just... All passengers are instructed to immediately report to their cabins. Fortunately for us, all of the passenger This is normally to ensure the crew can check. On the surface, he's an upstanding citizen of the United Colony. Underneath, he's a greedy piece of garbage. Given the chance, he'd back. Come to think of it. Remember, the moment you shut down that system, the entire ship goes into lockdown.
An open bar would have been nice. I tried in some gallery.
Well maintained, to be sure. But obviously, the credits have all been spent on the areas the guests actually see.
Sorry to give you trouble. I'm the Siren's chief engineer. Trident. Of course, this beauty is a cutting. Unfortunately, that means there's quite a bit of downtime. Yeah, a little. A few of the techs call this deck the dungeon. I think you can... Don't get me wrong. The quiet gives me time to gather my thoughts, catch up on work, and all that, but... Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Trident regulations strictly. Look, I'm not trying to be a jerk here. Oh, really? Tell you what, I'm just going to step out for a bit and maybe you can hold this for me while I'm... Honestly, he's a seasoned ship captain. He told me he was a long hauler for a year. Only thing is, he's always talking about trade deals and plans for get rich. Why he decided to be a star liner captain, I'll never know. It's almost like he craves being around. Tell you what though, for someone that loves credit so much, he should. I'm the side. Of course, this beauty. Unfortunately, that... Yeah, a little. Don't get me wrong. Feel free to look around, but don't mess with any of the controls.
Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Much nicer in here now. Plenty of room.
Our security team would appreciate if you please shelter in your
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergence. It's time you stop playing games. You're working for Ikande's little anti-pirating outfit? So what? I have nothing to do with the Crimson. And even if I suddenly decided to stay loyal to the old UC, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over evidence?
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain
Don't act so surprised. You didn't really think I'd make a deal with Claudia Dombrowski without having a little... If I've learned anything in my years at the corporate fraud division, it's... Claudia said that. That means my money's already gone. And Dombrowski's going... I'd love to see the bastard fry. But if I give you that information... Dombrowski had the authorization to wipe out records on Galbank's system without raising any red... I let Claudia talk me into that. She said she had him wrapped around her finger. Apparently. Oh, I've got everything you're gonna need. This is the one. We're talking a slate loaded with dates, account numbers, ID scan. It was my little insurance policy in case the shit hit the fan. At least I walk away with something. Oh, here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass. Just remember that you... Wait a moment. Are you telling me that this scheme is getting so out of hand? That's all I need, right? Just because I'm helping you nail Dombrowski doesn't mean I'm turning... How else am I going to ensure that he ends up behind bars when all this comes... No, you can leave me out of... I wasn't lying when I said I didn't know anything about your undercover work. All I can tell you is that there's more than a few people at Mast who find Commander a candidate. I mean, the UC is aware that the Crimson Fleet is a problem, but it pales in Conde's loaded with big picture ideas, but not a ton of evidence to put them into action.
Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there
Well,
until you
since
receive
Claudia has been
further
spending time
instructions.
disgustingly close to Dombrowski, I think she's suffered enough. On the other hand, I've got very, very special plans for Larry. I have some friends that can... Well, that's if you leave him alive. You better tell Dombrowski to run, because if you don't kill him, I will.
This ship is in a state of emergency. Please return to your cabin.
Well, well. You must be. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should... You don't actually believe that I'd venture into such precarious criminal territory without a proper bird's eye. I'm uncertain why you've become entangled in this spider's web, but this situation... Excellent, excellent. So, before we... First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with it. Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire... I pride myself on having an intensely thorough education, though I'd hardly call myself. Though I'm sure that your compliment also meant you were having trouble. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my gal. I assume that's what you've been
Will there be much more of this? My head is starting.
Obviously, that wouldn't be my preference, but I have little... Though, Larry Dombrowski will be mysteriously vanishing after this cruise, and possession of the credentials becomes ludicrous. Well, I'm surprised you even posed that question at all. The last... Oh, it was actually a rather easy... It's the only thing of significant value that I still... It appears we've reached an accord. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me simplify that for you. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I... Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying...
Please. The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
There's no cause for alarm. I'm sure this is just a minor malfunction or a drill.
Well, looks like everything. I wish you hadn't blown away the gambling bet at Sandy. I'm glad you feel that way. Just remember to tell Delgado how much. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those. I usually have a nose for these things. Whatever the case may be, it's apparently worth risking. So he told you to keep. I wouldn't want you to risk your position with the fleet like I did, so Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining. I owe you one. Don't worry, it's not an insult. It's a very old Russian word for... Nonsense. If there's one universal constant you could... Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully...
Yes?
I need to pack up and get out of here. As long as you remember that I'm getting paid my... What's the status? Like the ship's purser probably told you. It's the only way you're gonna get the award is by using Sheila's claim ID. But she's not going to just hand it over. Here, give her this. I'm certain. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on pulling this whole book, remember that any gunfire is gonna set off.
Cabins in an orderly fashion
Get back.
and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Siren of the Stars is now in emergency status. Please remain calm and proceed to your cabin.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins at this
Excuse me, would you mind? Am I hearing you? You should mind your manner. It's a real emergency? I thought I recognized you. Here, take my claim ID.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
The ship is in a state of emergency. Please return to your cabin.
There's no cause for alarm. I'm sure this is just a minor malfunction or a drill.
If the rest of this ship is any indication, I imagine there is an incredible amount of wealth stored in there right now. I suppose that is ours now, right?
has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Our security team would appreciate if you'd please shelter in your cabin during this emergency. Thank you.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency.
By the way, Captain, you'll be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep. Okay.
You have a nice day now.
Hello. Welcome to the... Just one moment while I verify. Oh, yes, Mr. Dombrowski. Welcome, sir. Give me a moment to log your visit, and then I'll unseal the archives. Me? No. Look, this is my first day on the job. Everything checks out. Give me a moment to log your visit. There we go. Have a wonderful day. Is it raining out there, or sunny, or... We don't exactly have windows down here. Yeah, never mind.
Oh! Need a moment to walk back. Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in their pockets.
You're only as safe as your equipment. Welcome to Outland. We deal in only the... All of our products come. And while I've never need... I've never left the planet. Goodness, no, I just couldn't. You're out there millions of miles away from anything, and it's... I can't stomach the thought. And preferably a hot, fresh coffee with... I do. In this line of work, it's... Not seeing people come back would not only suggest that they're not... but that whatever they purchase... Please do. Good luck on all your adventures. I would never dream of selling. Yes, by all means, have a look. See you around.
Are...
I'm sure whoever's in that ship will be thrilled.
Next time you see Bob, tell him to lighten up. Guy's got a real attitude problem.
I have things I wish to discuss with you. When you have time. It has been a relief to be honest with you about my past. But talking about this, remembering all those years... Thank you. I have told you that I spent many years coordinating with smugglers. There were men and women I worked alongside closely. And over time, I established relationships. Yes, I have found that to be true. You must understand. I was raised to believe that those who do, and yet here were these men and women. It felt like a small betrayal of my people, of how... It's not something I have much experience with. It was so sudden. We had met on a remote planet to transfer cargo, and zealots appeared in force, seemingly out of nowhere. There was barely time to react. So many were cut down immediately. I believe my years of training saved me, got me moving when others faltered. I retreated to my ship immediately. Aaron Bascom and Jada Wong. They were my friends, and I abandoned them. And in the years since, I have no doubt they were resourceful. Still, in my time getting to know you, I have thought more and more of all this. How little sense it all made, how I never really knew what happened. My connection to you has reminded me what it means to trust someone, to be there for them. And I need to finally pursue this. I would like you with me when I do. Thank you. That is... I am not sure where they might be now, but I believe we should begin the search in Aquila City. That...
You want to kick back? Avoid the last Nova. Both won't be with me anymore.
I do not care what assurances you have been given that we are safe here. I do not trust the Crimson Fleet.
What are you standing around for? There's work to be done.
I hope Bug has something strong enough to knock me out.
Your buddy Rokoff is aboard the Key. Told me everything that happened.
Yeah, he won't shut up about you. Keeps going on and on. Yeah, that'd be a...
All right, neighbor, you've made your point. Well, since you're vouching for Rokoff, I guess we can give him another chance. All right, now that is out of the way, we can move on to the matter at hand. Crix's leg. Speaking of which, let me see that data you copied. Ah, so the Galban transport went down over Bannock 4. Bannock. Why does that sound familiar? Neva?
Yeah, keep your panties on. I'm looking... And... Damn it. Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant. We can't even get a ship near the thing without frying every circuit aboard.
Approaching that in... well, in...
Don't know that one, huh? Well, pick up your pencil. This little EM class means the planet is giving off a ridiculously high amount of electromagnetic. Fly your ship anywhere near one of these death traps, and you'll blow Yeah, sure. We'll just wrap your ship in a ton of copper and launch you right in there.
Both of you shut up and think for a second. I'm sure Creeks hit the same roadblock. All we need to do is...
This sounds like a goddamn waste of time.
That's the spirit, Rook. That is the essence of the Crimson Fleet that has been... Neighbor, the Galbank data says the transport had a CBR-27 transponder. Can we track that kind of...
That transponder is military grade. We're talking ultra-bit encryption, constantly reshuffling frequencies. We don't have... But, before you get that pissy look on your face, I heard we grabbed that little beauty.
All right, here is the plan. So, Rook, I want you and Neva to put your heads together and get us that comm spike. I don't care if it's mounted at the top of... In the meantime, I'm going to find out more about this EM-class gas giant problem. And I think I know...
Give me a little time to crunch the numbers on the comm spike with Jazz, and I'll point us in the... I promise. You're gonna...
All right, that is enough. We are in arm's reach of Crix's legacy, and I don't have time to deal with this kind of bullshit. Now, both of you, get the hell at it.
All right, let's get this on.
We've got a pretty tight security schedule. Regular patrols outside and inside the key.
The fleet's the only family you need.
As long as you put the fleet first, we won't have any problems.
In the fleet, you either put up, shut up, or die. Your choice.
All right, let's get right to it. Did you get the Earths? Well, well, look at that. Of course, it would have been more money if you hadn't blabbed about the damn thing to roll call. Anyway, here's your cash. All right, fleet? We've all got work to do.
If you want to stay under the radar, I've got just the thing.
These people claim to be independent, yet they still crowd together behind walls.
Aquila City's always open.
Got a freighter coming soon. No time to talk.
I know Aquila City rather well. Perhaps better than I would like.
Trade Authority's always looking for new... You should talk with Duncan. I handle the boring behind-the-scenes work.
That's mine! Give it back!
The Trade Authority looks to partner with local governments to find mutually beneficial arrangements. Happy to.
Don't be stupid! By the authority of the Freestar Collective, stand down!
Smart move.
Don't be stupid!
You should talk with Duncan. I handle the boring behind-the-scenes work.
Do you have business with the Trade Authority? I do have need of a... but it requires discretion. Suit yourself. Now you're speaking.
things to discuss. Now that we are here, what will be our next course of action?
Until I get bored to give us what we want, or we're gonna blow you into vacuum and take it anyway. I guess we'll have to do this the hard way.
heard you're a member of the UC Vanguard.
I am not sure rehabilitation can be a valid alternative to incarceration. But I would be happy to be proven wrong.
No wonder no one will work for you. My man is missing, and you're all just here, what? Waiting for him to wander back through the gate?
Mr. Halftime, you are trying. You don't have the manpower.
And now half my crew thinks your little band of convicts is just waiting to drag us off and scrap us for organs.
Mr. Halftown, our security officer has been put into the infirmary trying to find your worker. We're doing everything we can. All I ask is that you and your crew be patient. You have nothing to fear from us convicts. We are handling it.
Then get it done. Or else we are going to have problems.
You have my word. I'm sorry, love, but the Elios retreat isn't taking new residents right now. But you're welcome to rest, so long as there's no bounty hunter after you that's going to kick my brand new... That the truth? Because I can't say it's going to be easy work. But if you don't know how. But if you're going to be helping us, well, the staff here, we come from some challenging backgrounds. Nearly all of us have spent time behind bars at one point. But our plan is to make this place, the retreat, into something we wish we all had. A place to help the galaxy's incarcerated get them. We'll bring them here, pay off their bounty, help them build regular... But I won't pretend that that sort of work doesn't make some people uncomfortable, so... You are a lifesaver. First place you'll want to start is our security officer, Greg. He should be able to get you pointed in. Look, if you're here making a relaxing, I suppose. That was... What? Greg will be able to get you on the right track.
You actually found him. I suppose that's not the worst news. You dropping off? Didn't... Is that so? You're sure you dropped it off with... Well, we wouldn't. Here, much. Hand selected by you. The construction foreman Halftown and his crew are scrambling their undergarments because one of their guys wandered. Probably a little too much glug-glug. But now the entire... But look. Most of the staff got me for digital intrusion and grand larceny. Was in a bad place. Needed a lot. Had maybe 6 years left on my sentence in Aquila when Sloan and Nevin swooped in. They said they'd pay off my whole bounty if I ran through their pilot. I didn't have much else going on. It was hard work. But Sloan... The woman is Sure did. Anyone who commits to joining the program gets their bounty paid. Not sure who's footing the bill, though. I presume it's coming from outside donations because Sloan and Nevin aren't exactly. I'll be here.
If there is something I can do, please, say so. Yes. He is a quiet man. He valued his personal space, and years ago I had heard he... I do not know. I admit, I have not. House Varun is in a distant corner of space. While this serves our interests, it can also pose... It was the most practical. Then we should return to our task.
Not a chance. We have far too many things left to do.
Always good to speak with a friend. Stay safe.
And you're back on mutely.
My crew isn't lifting a finger until my man is found. Can't believe I bought into this place. I'm supposed to be It's my job to make sure the Helios retreat gets built to whatever standard these folks want. But it's also my responsibility to make sure. So right now... Why does anyone take any job? Credits. But I mean, come on. What they're selling here? Fixing the settled systems by giving criminals career? You really think the Crimson Fleet are just one typing course away from becoming... Only thing we've had plenty of on this job. And look, I know some folks have it tough out there. I've employed my fair share of it. But you know how they turn their lives around? They did their time and got... Those are options everyone's already got.
You are getting lost in the meth.
Yeah, but the pathway to that goal matters. If they're all here just sitting around, just like they would on it. But I'm sure you didn't come here. Because I'm not the one whose job it is to keep this... We're not soldiers. Sure.
Something important, or just... I'll be here when you need me.
Well, I suppose we can all... Catch you later. What are you doing? You actually found him. Catch you later.
How are you? I will watch your back. I am skeptical of whether this retreat will achieve its goals, but I applaud their efforts.
Who are you? Sloan found someone else, huh? Well, hope I managed to turn up some tracks. Not sure if they were Killman's. There was a cave system I scanned nearby, but I got attacked before I could look any further. I'd start there.
I'm sorry. Because if you're here to, and it's going to be a while. Oh, that's awfully kind. You know, we could... Currently, but once we're open, should that day, we hope to have all... Most of our staff are formally incarcerated themselves, so we hope to be... Currently, but once we're open, should that day, we hope to have most of our staff... Oh, until next time then.
Oh! Need a moment to walk that off?
Hope wherever you store that, the smell will not be an issue.
I'm not going back. Stay away. Oh God, please, please don't put me back in the back. What happened? You're not here to... But I escaped. Please. No, he kept the bag over me the whole time. I heard his voice. I'm just...
Do not fear.
Oh, thank God. You do know the way back, right?
Killman's back! Mother of God, kid. What happened?
I was walking out, and someone threw a bag over my head. They told me... I don't know. It smelled like the inside of the first aid kit. I had to sleep on a steel floor and...
Which one of you crooks bagged him, huh? You're rambling, kid. Come on. Let's get you cleaned up. You smell like used welder's gear.
Mr. Halftown, I have some medical training. I'd be happy to...
You stay away from me. I want whoever kidnapped my man found and dealt with, understand? I don't care if it's one of you people or mine or a fucking ghost. Find them.
Of course. We'll do what we can. But...
I'm not interested in excuses. I need to know who did this. Just find my man's kidnapper now.
Thank you. Thank you.
I guess it might have been a bit naive for me to hope for a happy reconciliation. But here, But now, we've got a whole... What are the chances I'd be able to convince you to help us find... Fine. I'm sure I can convince Nevin to trim some... Now, Mr. Kilman didn't seem to have a lot of information, but I caught it... He did, didn't he? There was a building we were evaluating. An old research out. Here.
What does your scanner reveal? If you require organic compounds, now might be a good time to collect. die?
Did they have anything of value?
You seem to have weathered that trek well enough. Not a lot to go on. Monica, anything you can do?
I can take a look. Oh, it's encoded. Seems there were... Oh my god, it's all here. The accidents, the kidnapping.
Any mention of who they are? They're not...
No.
The Alliance sent 2 bounty hunters? Here? What? Our bounties are all...
I'm not seeing an Alliance contract or documentation.
Trackers? Consider yourselves lucky to still be alive.
It appears we have been fortunate. But it does beg... So, a couple of trackers have decided to haunt us on their own free time.
Doesn't say.
It's the official guild. To a tracker, any person with an out, regardless of the circumstances, though it's surprising.
It's really not that impressive. Used to sell these on the sem. A cheating spouse wants to document all their flings without fear of their It's computer hacker 101.
That certainly seems in the...
So then this is an easy fix. They're bounty hunters. We pay them to leave.
And make ourselves a target for every other hunter in the universe.
Says the one guy physically incapable.
We're not doing anything. Any mention in there of where our track...
Sounds like...
Then we got a little time. Given their background, and ours, I expect you're the only person here they might actually listen to. Would you be willing to act as... I'm sure we can find a way to solve this.
Let's just pay them and be done with it. I mean, we clearly...
To hell with that. We know...
The last thing we need is... I would request you try to avoid any violence. They haven't killed anyone. Love, I can only guess at what these 2 might be after. They're afraid. So, just listen to them, okay? The retreats are, once we're open, the goal is to take in people, whiling away, and we'll get them job training. Well, thank you. Always striving. But once we officially open our doors, the retreat's going to have to be a lot of things to the formerly incarcerated residents. Nevin, I make sure we've even got my counsel. If you can believe it, scouring the sky, ended up finding a hefty prison sentence instead, which...
I mean, I do not wish to be rude, but if it came to it, I think the 2 of us could take her.
I left that life a long time ago. But I'm sure you didn't come here. Good luck out there.
You're looking for my... Those 2 deserve to watch your back out there. You deal with this. Now watch your back out there. Those 2 deserve to be... Bob's. But what do I know?
Did I mention thanks for taking these 2 on? Had to deal with my fair share of their kind over the years. You get into it to be your own. Let them know that pushing around a bunch of counselors just makes them look like bullies. Be careful with those goons.
These bounty hunters need to be dealt with. I'm the facility's chief administrator, co-head of... She handles most, making sure we've got the right... I think you should offer them money. Here, all I have liquid at the moment. I'd hand them those credits I gave you. Take care, please.
You. Who are you and what the hell are you doing here? And just who the holy hell are you?
See? I told you Kilman was gonna lead them to us. Should have slit his throat when we had the chance.
Quiet. Listen, unless you're here to tell us those convicts have decided to close up shop, then we've got nothing.
It is a reasonable request.
That's so. What? That's not what this is. We're tough. Listen, it's not like this is personal. Haven't made much headway. Last thing we... Fine. We'll leave the retreat alone. Can't make any promises about us being the last. Piss off. We're wasting too much time on this
You got
place
what you
already.
want. The retreat's safe. From us, at least.
To incarceration. But I would be happy to be proven wrong.
There you are. That's this place. There is just one last piece of business, though. Hard to believe it's all over.
Ah, there you are. So... Of course. It's just... The situation you set right, with the trackers, it's one we don't want to find out. Luckily, we have someone, our founding donor in fact, who has offered to reach out to the Alliance, ensure their good behavior. Before she does, however, she's asked for the details of what exactly occurred. Is that something you might be... Our benefactor has said she'd prefer to do the introduction, but you can rest assured she wants only to thank you in person. Ah, she'll be pleased. Head to Aquila City in the Cheyennes.
Welcome to Aquila City.
How's everything?
I heard Mr. Wright's gonna be looking Tower's closed. Come back some other time. I've got 2 rules for this little. Rule number 1, you're not to share anything you discuss up there. This is a private matter. Rule 2, you decide to get playful with that weapon. Think you can abide by them? Good.
And that must make you our... Please, I insist. Sit and we can get to the business. You don't have anything to fear from me. Now, you may already know who I am. Raisha Lance, CEO Laredo Firearms. And you, I know all about. I can't think... I'm not the sole donor, but yes, the retreat is a project I've been trying to foster for some time now. My attempt to improve the plight of humanity, which is why I'm so thankful for your... Now, I presume Nevin already got you up to speed. I need details before I talk to the heads of the Trackers Alliance. Make sure... So if you don't mind, I'd like to... Lily here will be taking notes as... Now, Nevin said all the various incidents afflicting the retreat, they all stemmed from this pair of rogue bounty hunters. Do I have that right? There were a streak of thefts and accidents leading up to... We'd presumed they were just bad luck or local fauna, and I was hoping you could confirm. But you did manage to get those 2 to leave the retreat alone. You mind my asking how? Two trackers and you just talked them down? That's cool. I'm interested in the details, though. I bet they are. So, only other thing I wanted to ask, and I'm just looking for an opinion here, is there anything in your eyes that could have been done to... After everything I've heard from you and Nevin, it'll take time to get the right people in. But that should give me enough to present to the Alliance. Thank you for making the time. Now, what you did, well, here. I want you to have it. Now, was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we went our separate ways? That's kind of you. But without your help, you have my sincere Thank you again for all you've done for the retreat. Indeed. As a matter of fact, they're made in this very building. I designed and manufactured... When a CEO distances herself from the customer, here I get to see what matters. Plus, it's better than... Let's get you set up.
Roger.
UCC sharks, but to the fleet, they're just
UC SysDef is a joke. They haven't caught us yet.
There are a good many places I would rather be right now.
Yeah? Oh, sure. Take a look. Go ahead. You're welcome to take a gander.
Everything about the ship just screams superiority complex to me.
Orders came down. Some new science division policy.
So I heard there was a bit of excitement on the Siren. Yes, and I heard there were no casualties.
Except for the eclectic hit squad that you took down at the archives. We've taken care of that mess, by the way.
Speaking of which, I assume you copied the information from the... Let me see what you... So the Legacy went down at Bannock 4.
Bannock 4 is an EM-class gas giant, sir. There isn't a ship in the fleet that could safely get... It sounds like you have... I think his gospel's gone straight to your head.
That's enough, Lieutenant. Even if Delgado has an immediate solution to the EM problem, there's still the matter of... They have information about the comm spike?
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that.
No, you shouldn't be familiar with it. It's an advanced signal decryption and tracking device that the UC Navy's been working on for years.
There must be an information leak somewhere, sir. It's the only thing. I'll see what I can find out.
Fine. This is... You keep playing along and go after the comm spike. Lieutenant Toft and I will see what we can find out about... I don't see the point. The Crimson Fleet apparently has a pipeline of information flowing from some. Any attempt to move the comm spike would be a waste of time. We need to play this close to the vest. My superiors are stubborn. We need more evidence that all the Crimson Fleet's plans were... Perfect. Just stick with the plan and we'll see.
Will we be stopping for food? I would not mind trying something, and... Fortunate that Walter has used his considerable funds to maintain the lodge, are we not?
What's new? Listen, you risk your life to... I keep wondering if that... I've replayed those, and you need to know that you... And if it had been me... I know. And I don't know if you're ready. But I just want you to know that if you... I don't know that I mean to say, but if it makes you feel better, of course. We are all, when a star goes, the galaxy is littered with the deaths. Still doesn't make it easier for any, but you did what you had. Sarah was our leader. She would tell you, right? She would want us. Yes. You know, we're fortunate. If we're going to set things, take a break. Let's chat.
Curious? Well, I suppose that... It's hard not to feel some regret, even some blame. But at least now... Agreed. Constellation needs to... You're doing Constellation proud.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes? Has anyone ever told you?
Got anything you need? Hey, what can I do for you? Nothing for us to... Okay, no problem. Just check out the Trade Authority kiosk next. I'm sure you can find some. Sure, how about it? I'm sure you can find. Okay, no problem. I'm sure you can find something. Okay, no problem.
polish those flying skills? Well, the goal remains the same. Defeat as many opponents as you can before your ship is disabled. Defeat 3 tiers of opponents to complete the exam. Good hunting.
New targets active.
I find...
Looking to polish those flying skills? Well, the goal remains the same. Defeat as many opponents as you can before your ship is disabled. Defeat 3 tiers of opponents to complete the exam. Good hunting.
No organics here. Valuable minerals, perhaps.
like to have seen the construction. And of this place. The tools, the methods. Great thing. And once again, we are triumphant.
I'm sure whoever's in that ship will be thrilled.
Yes? Hello. Heard you made off with something called the...
This mission is going to require discretion on a number of fronts.
Let you steal anything that isn't bolted down.
Excellent. It's amazing that all this romantic nonsense about it just goes to show you how it's... Any other fragments? Are you kidding me? Browski was already making a six-figure salary. It makes me sick. Find anything else? Okay, fine. Two reasons. First, Commander Akande's plane is operation extremely close to the vest. That means keeping prisoners under his own roof. Second, this is an undercover mission. For our safety... That information is classified. Now, I realize as part of this mission, you'll probably... For the sake of your cover, it's best you work... We'll be here if you need us.
It's just that we weren't expecting to find life, let alone human life out here. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
You thought you were the only ones? I'm afraid you have...
Perhaps we should meet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Dan. This is Security Officer Armani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa.
A pleasure to meet you.
Hopefully it won't inconvenience you too much, but we're in a bind. You're the only one to approach us, and our ship finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by, well, communications haven't been successful, so perhaps you'd be willing to act as middle person between ourselves and the other. Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us live long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was always the present, though it would seem that was perhaps a bit... Your question confirmed. It would seem that some form of faster-than-light travel or space... That would explain why we would find people this far out into space. I guess technology leapfrogged us at some point. I can only imagine that our predecessors didn't believe the technology would ever work. And so they made the decision to leave when they did. We do. Well, sort of. We've also seen the various ships pass us by. Some seemed to want to communicate, but couldn't. Of course, we had no idea that... We're not entirely sure. Our engineers believe it's possible that our technology just isn't... All we hear when using them to communicate with anyone is a bunch of disturbing noise. Of course, we know that now. Human or not, we were still unable to communicate. As soon as we discovered them, we fully expected negotiations. Now then, please follow me. Dr. Costa, may return to your quarters if you wish.
I will follow you to the bridge.
I do not believe we have need to fear our guests, but I'll let you insist. Welcome to our colony ship, in the early 2100s, my ancestors lived at Rapid Ridge. We researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, a global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of extinction is within 50 years. You fully believe Earth is destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that would have happened. We gathered the best and brightest you could find. We were told that it was the largest and most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe entire generations lived and died on this ship, it really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance. Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work.
We've got the strict rules around here.
I am both shocked and impressed that all of this is still functional.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. Difficult. Our mission was to rebuild human. To think that but with this stumbling... A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone, and also worried about what will come. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people, I do know that we can't afford to stay here. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually. I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. Because of that, I've had to I think some people on the ship Well, as I mentioned, we've been... But since you're asking... I wish I could say that the status... I'm sure we can pull together some reasons. We'll do what we can to make it worthwhile. We know there's a settlement. You see, we intended... We'd like you to go... Excellent. Make no mistake, this is our planet, and we intend for them to see this our... So, speak with their leadership and see if you... Report back to me and let me... We thought about it, but it simply won't do. I need to think about the distant future. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new civilization spreading across the globe. That will be difficult if someone else plans to do the same. While we're not completely... I'm serious. We have a rightful claim to this land, and I intend to fight for it. But as you're currently our only hope, perhaps you'll honor my request and give it...
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein to wander the ship. But security, I hope you understand. It pays to take security.